Alright then guys, it's Lambretta Vlog Time. I know it's been a long time since I've done a vid. I've had quite a lot of shit going on. I just sort of haven't been in the right sort of mindset to do you a vid and sit and edit it and shit. I just couldn't be bothered. But I'm back on it now. Been quite busy with the scooter and stuff over the last few weeks. I've been getting out and about quite a bit, but like I said, just not really doing any vids. The blue GP is done. Got the reg number, got a number plate, and I've stuck it on so I can ride around on that as much as I want. Hence I'm riding this now because I don't want to ride that blue one. I took it for a spin and had a good little go around on it. It's just standard sort of power. It's not as much fun to ride as this. There's no point going and doing hundreds of miles on it. It's for sale, so I've put it up for sale anyway at asking price is 2,395 or nearest offer. Just see what kind of offers I get. It's only for sale on Gumtree, so you can go and have a look if you want. Gumtree Leeds. I got an offer through off some tosser offering 850 quid. I don't know why people waste their time or mine with offers like that. You know, if somebody's asking 2,395 quid for something, you're kind of wasting your time. If you're offering them 850 quid, it's a waste of an email, waste of electricity. Just don't do it. I had another couple of offers of like 1,800 someone offered me, and I think that's the highest offer I've had yet, but I'm not going to let it go for that either, I don't think. But I could kind of could do with it out of the way now, to be honest with you. I sold that little quad. I don't know if I mentioned that. That was a successful little endeavour. Got it running, sold it. Bang on. I had a bit of a nightmare the other day when I went to, or actually going to Lincoln. But I set off and I'd got about as far as bloody Wakefield, and I live on one side of Wakefield. I got to the other side of town and the bloody scooter broke down. It appeared to be some kind of fuel problem. So took the carb off, cleaned all that out, sorted it all, started it, and it was all fine. Rode on for a bit, and I sort of realised that whilst you were going quite steady, it was alright, but then when you tried to open up, that's when the problem were occurring. So it was obviously not getting enough fuel. It was the next day when I sort of had a good look round it and realised what was going on. The problem I've had there was, I have a tendency to run the scooter with the fuel tap in the reserve position. Like a lot earlier than I need to. I put it onto reserve before it's on reserve, just so I don't have to, you know, stop or anything. Because when you're flying along and you go onto reserve, it's just obviously like you've run out of fuel, and it can be just dangerous really. If you're flying along really fast and you run out of fuel, then suddenly you've got no petrol and oil going into the cylinder, so there's no lubrication, so it's liable to seize at that point as you're going onto reserve. So anyway, I tend to put it on reserve before that happens, like I say. But with the way that the fuel tap works, because of that, I've opened up the lowest section of the fuel tap, and I've basically, I mean, it's got a little gauze, a filter on that, because I've run so much fuel through it unnecessarily, that became blocked. Fuck. And it was just made up with like fluff and like bits of grit and shit that had all been just sort of stuck around that gauze. So when you had the when the tap was in the on position, just open as in normal, fuel switched on, it flowed lovely. But when you put it onto reserve, it was like you'd put your bloody finger in the fuel pipe. It were barely a trickle. So if I'd have sort of realised what was going on, I could have just put it onto the on position, and I'd have been fine. I'd have had to obviously make sure I topped it up before I got onto reserve, because it wouldn't run on reserve. So that was it. So anyway, I realised this when I'd taken the petrol tap off, and I sort of unravelled the little gauze thing. It's like a little sheet of of like this really fine mesh, and it rolls up like a cigar sort of thing, and goes around the tube that the tap, you know, has attached to it. But there's also like a little plastic sheath thing that goes on, like a little shroud thing. That had come detached from the tap anyway. So my dad was out and about. He actually went to the scooter rally the next day, on the Saturday. So I got my dad to pick one up for me, and I just fitted it, and everything's fine. As I put it on, I just checked it with the fuel tap not attached to the carburettor. Put it onto the on position, and it was flowing really nice and fast. Put it onto reserve, and it flowed even faster, as you'd expect with the added pressure. You know, lower down the tap, it's got more pressure on top, so it came through quicker. So that was it, solved. But anyway, that's it for now, so thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment if you feel that way inclined. And if you don't, have a nice day.